What is up, guys? DocRedstone here, and I was actually just collecting some flaxseed for a project later on, and I found this awesome thing. And I heard there's a couple different types of volcanoes, but this one's pretty epic. It's a taller volcano and kind of flows. It's really cool. Let's see. Kind of curious. Oh, wow. Okay, so it does. Whoa. Don't do it. Oh, well. So anyway, I thought that was cool. And then I saw this. I really wanted to know what type of biome this was. It says it's an ocean biome, but this is kind of cool how it is, where it's just got like these. I don't know if maybe this is well, I don't know. This actually might be failed generation. This is kind of cool. It's like the world wanted to generate an ocean, and then it wanted to generate a land. So you got this. I don't know. I thought that was kind of cool looking too. But anyway, I want to show you guys this volcano. Alright guys, so last time we were here, or last episode I should say, me and Mango were working on my frame quarry here, and we were having a few issues with the thing, but we actually got this figured out, is with the wireless redstone. And apparently if the wireless redstone, or the chunk that the receiver and transmitter is in, is unloaded, it for some reason cannot find the transceiver whenever it tries to send another pulse. So basically you got to keep this thing chunk loaded, and you have to reload the world, and it was kind of a pain, but I did get it to work. And so we got this chunk loader right here, and we'll go ahead and if we show the lasers you can see what it's loading. And it's probably a bit overkill. I could probably shrink this down a bit, but I was somewhat worried that these were gonna unload and not work. And then I've added two frames, set of frame motors on the bottom, and one goes forward and one goes back, and you can see I've actually been using it a bit to test it, and so I'm going to go do forward, back, left, and right eventually. But right now I just wanted to do forward and back. I can go infinitely that way or infinitely this way if I so excuse me, so chose. So I decided I'd just keep it like this. And anyway, so if I whip out my wireless remote here, and I got a little smart and named the things, so we'll actually make it go down real quick, so you guys can see the head move down. So we press this button, you can see it move down, and if I go ahead and hit this, you can see I can go ahead and make it move up. I actually want it back down for the purpose of the program I'm about to run. And then if I go ahead and do forward here, it'll actually go this direction. So if I press it, you can actually watch the motor here. And so basically what's going to happen is that motor right there is going to get pulled back, and then that motor is going to push it forward, and that's how the frame moves. So you can see that, and then I can tell it to go back as well. And so I'll go back and tell it to do that again. And so basically this is a pretty quick thing. And if I go ahead, come over here, and run down, up, and over, like so, it'll go ahead and start. And if you actually watch this right here, you can see it sends a pulse, and then it actually changes this number to the number 3, sends a pulse, changes back to 2, and sends a pulse. And because of the miscellaneous peripheral, ooh, wow, say that while drunk. Because of miscellaneous peripherals, you can actually change these wireless transmitters frequency, and so it's pretty easy. I'll show you how to do it. This thing's actually running, and I have it running pretty slow, and I could probably speed this thing up and make it a bit better in that aspect, but it's kind of pointless to make this any quicker. I mean, it's obviously operating much quicker right now than any normal quarry would, on about half the power, and it's actually, you know, sending the supplies back to my main base through this ender chest. And I'm not going to open that up. That's caused some issues in the past where I've actually opened the ender chest while this thing's running. But yeah, basically, if we just watch it for a bit, it'll go ahead and dig down. And we're at 89 right now. And so I actually have this program here that's going to dig down, I think it's 88 blocks. Because if we fall down here, This is a flat world, by the way. So the bedrock even at the bottom is flat, and so we're at 1 here, and so there's just enough bedrock on the bottom. So this thing will dig down, and then it's going to retract itself back up. And eventually, I actually want to make it retract itself back up, move over, and it will do it for however many times I tell it to. But that's going to involve a left and right feature, which I have yet to implement for right now. Now, these are also a little buggy. There's a chance that if they do something just perfect, they can crash the server. I have yet to experience it myself, but I plan to use this thing relatively sparingly until I've heard that it's fixed. And actually, that was the reason why Red Power 2 took so long to release, is because Elaram was worried about these constant crashes because of the frame motors. But anyway, as you can see, it's digging down pretty quick, and it's working extremely fast compared to a frame or any normal quarry. And actually, if we go back here to my home and look here, you can see that the items are being pulled from the chest on a timer here. And I'll go ahead and open it. Appears there's no items in there right now, but basically when there are items, this filter right here pulls the items out, pulls the via this clock, and then they're pulled through these pneumatic tubes, and they're put in their corresponding spots. So I actually have cobblestone now and stuff, which is pretty nice. And if I go ahead and go back to the world, hopefully the program didn't stop. Yeah, it did. I'm not quite sure why this computer craft program stops. Yeah, it does. So anyway, if I leave the world, it stops. So it's kind of, I guess it's nice because it's a fail-safe. If I go ahead and edit the down, up, and over program, you can see that I just set the variable m to the peripheral wrap to the right, and because this is a peripheral and it's on the right side, and then I can just go ahead and use the m.set frequency, and I can set it to 2, and I can also get a frequency from a name as well, I believe. So if you saw, I named this docsdigger_back, and so I believe if I would instead put set frequency, I could do get frequency, and in quotes put that name. I believe it'd get the frequency that way. I'm not quite sure how that works. I didn't mess with the get frequency. I just wanted to set it. So as you can see, this is the down loop, and this is the up loop. And the pulse function basically just waits for 2 seconds, sets the output to the right to true, waits 2 seconds, turns it off, and then it goes back to the top. So the pulse function does. And this 88, this is a for loop, which means 88, it's going to do what's inside this loop 88 times. So it's going to set the frequency to 2, it's going to pulse, it's going to set the frequency to 3, it's going to pulse, and then it's going to do all that over again 88 times, which will get it down to the bottom, and then it'll restart. So it's pretty cool. Also, if you guys, actually I think I got rid of that program. Nope, I didn't. Edit, change frequency. And basically this little script right here, I may put it in the description if I remember, is a simple way of getting the functions that have to do with a peripheral. I was having the problem of going online and finding out what the commands for wireless redstone were, and there weren't really any documentations on it for computer craft. And so if you do this, it'll actually print each and every method that has to do with it. So for you guys who are more advanced out there, that's what that program does, and I'll add it to the description if you guys want to see it. So now we've gone ahead and got the quarry taken care of, and it, does this fancy stuff. I'm going to have to add more chests up here because I'm quickly running out of room, and quite a bit of stuff's actually getting put over here in this crystal chest, plus some of the junk I've tossed in there. But, I can get some barrels for the zirconium. And then we got these copper ores, the tin ores, the silver ores, and the lead ores, and ferrous ore. Basically, we got all these ores, and I want to do stuff with these ores and turn them actually into their corresponding items so that they can actually be put in here. And so we're actually going to work on a sorting style room today, which I have a little side building set up for it. Behind here is actually all the barrels and stuff, so we'll eventually hook this whole thing together. I was trying to work basically using Mistcraft to get an infinite lava source, but Mistcraft has been causing some small issues for me, so I just turned off this system. But in here we have everything that we may or may not need for the sorting system and whatnot. But basically what the idea I have here is we got a sorting machine, got some item detectors, some paintbrushes, solar panels, aqueous accumulators, hobbyist steam engines, stuff like that. And the idea is, if we come... Finally! There are so many spiders around here, and I don't know why they spawn so much, but they are truly annoying. Okay, there we go. That guy's out in his bling. Alright, so if I come over here, and I can actually hijack this filter and this ender chest, and I'm actually going to do that, and then I'm going to hijack this timer too. And so we're going to bring those guys over here. Now what I want to do is basically we want to take this filter, and we want to take the ender chest here, and we want to, I don't know, we'll just put it here for now. Put that there for now. And, yep, I think that's right. But anyway, what we want to do is have this thing pulse and pull items out of the ender chest. And from the ender chest, it's going to put it into the sorting machine, and some of the cobble and stuff will get taken to recyclers and produce scrap, while the more valuable resources will be taken to various machines that I've yet to make, but you know, I'm gonna have to make some powered furnaces and some pulverizers and have it transport to those, and then those will power it, and then it'll send it, once it's pulverized and stuff, send it back through the system up, you know, there, and it will get put in its corresponding chest. Now that's the whole hope. So I believe, crap, I keep leaving my gravitation engine on and it just wastes power. Alright, I believe I have the stuff required to do that. So basically, we're going to need some pneumatic tubes. We're going to get these guys out of the way. We're going to need an item detector for sure. Need this for sure. Some of that. 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 And some of that. And some of this other stuff, need that, will be used later on. We'll use these for good keeping. And I'm going to need, can't remember what the Red Power 2 version of the hopper is. It's called, I can't remember what it's called. I'll be right back. And the word I was looking for is relay. And they're made such like this. They're part of Red Power 2, and they're extremely similar to the hopper from Industrial Craft, except that the hopper only has 4 inventories, 4 slots in its inventory. This has 9 slots, and so it's a bit better, and I don't know if it's cheaper per se, but it's much nicer. So I'll actually end up using some of those. But anyway, so what we want to do is these items will get pumped out of here, and actually, that's not right. I need my sonic screwdriver here as well. But let's see this right here. Okay, but let's see. There we go. Connect. I think this is like this. Yeah, that's like that. This is going to, if I would stop stuttering around here, I would tell you guys that I am attempting to find out. I can't ever remember which side does what, and so I need to figure that out real quick. Which side like pops out the items and which side pulls them in. And let's see. And I'm actually going to have to look through that sorting machine because I'm not quite sure what all the functions do. I'm going to need an inventory. As you can see, I've come very prepared. Let's see. I'm going to take this chest, put it back later. Okay, so if we do this, okay, so we need to rotate that. There we go. Okay, I want to make sure I was doing the direction thing right. Okay, now I do believe, but I'm not 100% certain that I can just directly input these together like that. Now let's see if I press this button. I did take it from there, and I believe it put it in the sorting machine. Well, it was on the same block as the sorting machine, so I believe it put it on the same block as the sorting machine. So that's good. So I'm going, for the purpose of safety, just do it like this, and do a test real quick, and see. Come on. Okay, rotate that, press the button. Okay, 2 blocks. Will you take it? Alright, so the sorting machine was right. I'm not quite sure about the orientation or anything yet. I'm still learning there. Still wrong, isn't it? It is. There. Nope. Still hates me. Alright, which side? You guys are probably screaming at me the correct side. Come on. Alright, I swear this is the correct side. And if we take this, toss an item right there, press the button here. Okay. Well, we'll figure this out later on. But anyway, items are going to go into the sorting machine and then get directed to the corresponding path via color. And that color will be orange and purple. Oh, that's the first thing I want to do though. First, I need a way to detect if items are coming through here. And the best way to do that is this item detector right here, and pneumatic tubes. And I'm pretty sure actually I can just put this item detector here as it stands. Let's see. Input. That's always, this side is always the output. So I need to rotate it like that. So basically, if we were to do something like this, place a chest right here, and some red alloy wire attached to this, what's going to happen is if I set it to that mode right there, and toss something in here that it cares about, press this button. As soon as it goes through this, it's actually going to emit a pulse. And if I hook up a repeater, I have all the resources ready. It's just they're not quite ready. Alright, if I hook up a repeater, and I think I'll need about 2 of them, hook up a repeater like this. Actually, I have a red power repeater that will work a bit better. So if I have a repeater, we'll just use this default one for now. And we place it right here. Set it to 4 ticks. Whenever an item goes through here, it's going to emit a 4-tick pulse, which is a long enough pulse where I could actually have it powering these hobbyist steam engines. And they will basically have, I don't have really enough items, since it does it via stacks, but I could hook it up to a timer here. And let's see, we'll toss some items in here. Oh no, we'll just toss a little of everything in there. And let's see, I don't know, some coke coal and button and I don't know, some liquid ducks. And okay, so basically every time this thing gets an item through it, and we're going to just do set that down to a second, do this. Every time an item comes through here, a pulse is emitted, and this might need to be quicker. But basically, let's get all these items back here, and if we toss them through here again, you'll see that we can almost, to an extent, create a constant signal that's going to come through here. And I might do something simpler like a T flip-flop or something connected to a timer that will actually turn itself off if a pulse isn't given from here within a certain amount of time. But basically, I'll hook up something like that, and so that way the steam engines are only going to be powered whenever an item is going through this thing, and that way I'm not wasting any power because I'm going to be use coke coal, which I guess can be powered for a very long time, but it is still a waste. And the sorting machine, I actually need a battery box and a solar panel for, which I happen to have. Actually, I think it's in here. Nope. Okay. Which I happen to have in this bag. Solar panel, battery box. And we'll use that later. Alright. So I'm going to store some of this extra junk in here that we won't need right off the bat. Okay. Alright, so now I have something like this. And I believe we can just put them all right next to each other and make this extremely simple. So we're going to place that guy right there and change the output to something like this. Okay, output. Output. Okay, so basically items will get pulled from here on a clock, shoved through here, emitting a redstone pulse, get put in here, which will go to two different directions, which will be told by this pneumatic tube. So along this back wall here, we're going to place down our hobbyist steam engines, and that's where the power will be supplied at. We're going to need to move this chest here. Here, we got a chest here. Here, I'm going to move some stuff and get reorganized, and then we'll be right back. Alright, so I've went ahead and made quite a few machines, so you guys didn't have to watch that. And so basically what I have here is a pulverizer connected to a powered furnace, and then pulverizer, powered furnace, so on and so forth. And this pulverizer, I probably should turn off the inputs on the sides here. And actually, I need to turn the inputs of the pulverizers to the top here. And to the top, and to the top. Okay, perfect. So now all these blues are the tops, and then the outputs for the pulverizers are to the right, which will always put them into the powered furnace, like you can see here. And then the outputs for the furnaces are all on these bottoms, and they're just going to output to the bottom and get transported. Here I have my relays, and I have 6 of them. So actually, if I go ahead and place it like this, you can see there's 9 slots. And each of these 9 slots, I can put an item in, and as you can see, the item disappeared and got put down here. And so basically, that's how these relays work. And so I can go ahead and place them all along the top like that, and then I can use this Omni wrench right here, and doot and doot. Alright, and so now all of these are going to be directly inputting into one of these devices down here. So that's good. So now what we're going to need is to provide power to these hobbyist steam engines, because they don't just get power magically. So what I'm going to do is use this liquiduct and an aqueous accumulator here. And actually I need some cobble, like so. Alright, and then we can run back over here and hop back here. Alright, so I'm going to hop out here into the dead of night. Hello, chainmail zombie. Hello, angry zombie. Okay. Yeah, I'm surprised I have not lit up this place yet. But anyway. And probably just easiest is to put it in the back. Like so. So we're going to use the new liquiducts that were provided by thermal expansion as soon as I kill this skeleton here. Alright. So we're going to use these new liquiducts, and if we just place them like so, you can see that it allows for item or water or whatever. It allows for liquid to be pushed into them. And so then what I need to do is use this aqueous accumulator to create an infinite source of water. Fortunately, I can't center it. Okay, we'll just do... Actually, I think you can center it to an extent. So we'll do blop right there. And if we place this right here, and all the outputs, as you can see, are the orange. And if we place one bucket of water right there, and place another bucket of water right here. Now first, there we go, some lag. But as you can see, this aqueous accumulator is filled up, and we go ahead and place that. You can see water starts to be pulled out of the aqueous accumulator, and it'll slowly start filling up. And that's because it does not have an infinite water source, so it's going to slowly try to generate some water. But what I want to do is place that there, so this block should technically be an infinite water source, and it fills up 10 times quicker. So now if we were to just place that right there, and I'm going to switch this over so it only sucks out instead of pushes or gives. Actually, I think that may be backwards. Okay, we'll just leave it like that, and the aqueous accumulator is actually outputting all the water it's receiving directly into these steam engines right now and filling them up. As you can see, that went up a bit, keeps going up, and as soon as all these guys are filled up, then this guy will go ahead and start to fill itself up, but not until then, so it has to fill all these guys up. So we'll go ahead and sway up that like that. Alright, so those are going to, and in case you don't know, these are the hobbyist steam engines, very similar to normal steam engines. They need a power source right here and water, and as long as they have water, they will continue to emit steam and power. They'll also emit steam. So they're pretty simple. Nothing crazy. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we are going to need this to connect to all the relays. And the thing is, not all the relays actually, because these powered furnaces, well, I guess some items. So this is when the sorting is going to have to come in, because some items can be pulverized, while some can't. For instance, I believe the ferrous ore cannot be pulverized, so it would actually end up clogging up this thing, but it can be smelted, and so if I wanted it to smelt, it would have to just go into the relay. So what I'm going to have to do is make this a bit taller, excuse me, than I plan to, and do something like this. Do they connect, right? Yeah. But there's the ability to use the paintbrush. So what I can do is just go ahead and place these all right here. And then if I go into my inventory, you can see I have the purple paintbrush, the orange paintbrush, and I'm going to say that all the pulverizers are going to get the orange paint. Orange. I'm not sure if this is going to work entirely, but we'll see. Yeah, there we go. Now it's separating. Alright, so all the pulverizers are orange, while the powered furnaces are purple. And so that's how that is going to sort. And I believe they can all go in the same pipe, and they'll eventually find their way. And it's going to try to keep choking on something, excuse me. It's going to try to find the shortest. So, excuse me. These pipes are going to, the items are going to try to find the shortest path, and we'll just do something like this. for now. But yeah, it's going to try to find the shortest path. So for instance, the first couple items that are going to be orange in this orange slot, like so, are going to try to go to this relay. And as soon as this relay's full, for instance, because there's too many ores, it's working too quick, which I hope rarely happens, but we have it just in case, then it's going to go and it's going to find the next orange pipe, and it's going to go in here, and as soon as this is full, it's going to go like that. So that's how that's going to work. And same with the purple, it's going to go here until it's full, and then it's going to go on, and so forth. So that's the real simple mechanic behind this sorting machine, and I have to change sky right here to purple like that. Alright, and then I have to check into these modes by reading up on the sorting machines, because I know each of these modes are a little different, and I'm not 100% sure which they do. And then we're going to have another color here, which I'm going to have to create. I don't know. I think you can do white. White's pretty simple. I think it's just bone meal. Let's see. Paint. Yeah. Do they have white? Oh, maybe they're... Oh, yeah, white paint. Let's see. Yeah, it's just a piece of bone meal. So I may just do white for the sake of simplicity. And then in white, we'll have the cobblestone and dirt go in there. And that will lead over here to this wall. And along this wall here, we're going to have these recyclers, and I'm going to have to get a way to power them. But we're going to have the recyclers, we're going to need a couple relays for them as well. And it's just going to take the cobble, come over this way, and down like that. And let's see, we'll have to color this pipe a different color, and it's just going to drop the cobble in there. And then I'll have to pull that out and transport it elsewhere. Okay, so I went ahead and got some of the base setup stuff hooked up here. Got the sorting machine placed, and I got a battery box next to it, connected. Thought it was. Is this going straight up? Yeah, it was. Okay, it was charging, so I thought it was. Battery box connected to the solar panel, going directly up to the sky, and then it's providing charge to my sorting machine, as you can tell right there. I've yet to look at these, so I'm not sure what they do entirely. Then we got over here, all my colored pipes, and I kind of had to direct this so that could go. And then I colored that part white. I'm not sure if it will work, but I think it should. It'll find this white, and then after the white, it can do what it does, and put some relays on top of these recyclers. For the recyclers, I think I'm just going to try to power them with a low voltage solar array, and I'm going to make a couple more of these. But right now, I'm just going to use the low voltage. What I want to do next now is I want to go ahead and I want to get back here. That's what I want to do. Okay, we'll just dig through my wall. Okay, so as you can see, all these steam engines are going to be full, and if we check out the aqueous accumulator, it's now full too. And so are the pipes back there. So that's now full. So the problem is, in order to reload these things, I'm going to have to actually come back here, and I can break these. Actually, I can reload it. I'll just have to do it from outside, because what I'm going to do is put these blocks right here on top, so I can actually reload it from outside. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and we're going to place these blocks right here, like so. So now if we come in here and get up there, I can go ahead and take my wire here. Actually, I have to go get some now, but I have some red alloy wire here, and I can go ahead and run it right along the top here, and that's going to allow it to power these hobby steam engines down underneath here. So now the thing is I'm going to have to search here and figure out how I can extend the pulse from this thing so that it only turns on when items run through it. Other than that, I mean, the sorting room's pretty good to go. These need some power, and those are going to need some power. But like I said, we're just going to use the solar array. I hope to eventually, I'm going to use this lava for the infinite lava source via Mistcraft. But right now, I am having issues with Mistcraft. It seems I'm the only one on the server having issues with Mistcraft, but I don't want to make it more difficult for everybody else on the server, so I'm just going to leave it alone. It's not a big deal. Alright, and we're going to toss that guy right there. So he will power these guys during the day, at least. And I actually have an M. I don't think these recyclers can take MFEs, though. Do that. That's the input, though, isn't it? Okay, we'll have to rotate that MFE. And then put a low voltage converter right here, which I have back in my old base. And so then that will be able to power these guys. So allow me to go do some small research and figure out if there's a way to find out how to emit a constant signal when items are coming through here, so these guys get powered and can get this guy going. Okay, and it turns out red power has exactly what I need, and it's called a state cell, and it's exactly, I have the resources, I'll make another, I'm sure I'll use these, and they're actually really cool little devices, and I'm surprised I hadn't seen them earlier. They are new to the current version of red power. So basically what we're going to do is not that. I might have to use a repeater here. I thought I had a repeater on me. Did I put it in my bag? Alright, we got a repeater here. So we'll just use a repeater to prevent confusion. Then what we're going to do is we're going to have to place this guy here. And the input is right here. And the output... now, this room is going to be kind of blocked off to an extent, so I'm not too worried if it's messy on the inside. Basically, what we're going to do is that. And so, if we were to toss some items in here, like so, assuming that the setup I have actually works, and I don't think the sorting machine's going to work, but... this should at least detect the items, I believe. Alright, so if I press this button here, and we're going to try to watch the whole thing. So we press the button. The item detector, I don't think it's going to take the item, because the sorting machine can't take the item. Oh, it took it. Put it somewhere. Alright, let's see. We'll just take a pneumatic tube, break that guy, place that. And we'll break that. Do we have a chest somewhere? I was hoping that would work, but I'm not quite sure what the sorting machines do. Okay, so we'll do that. And that maybe? Okay. Can you please deploy? Okay. It's not pulling. Let's see. I wonder if the item detector is going to need something like this. Alright, where is that? What's that? And that's backwards. Sonic screwdriver it. Alright. Like that. So if we now press this button. And, okay, hold on. Okay, here we go. So, now, we'll toss that guy in there, and grab this guy, and toss him in here. And what's going to happen is a state cell is going to get a pulse, and that pulse is going to be sustained for 2 seconds. And during that time, that's going to go, and then that guy's going to go, and I can't do it quick enough with a button, but a timer on 1-tick can, and it actually prevents this from ever turning off unless items aren't coming through it. So it works perfectly for what I need. Um, and as this seems to be working like this, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm thinking hook the sorting machine up right here, just for the sake of not convoluting anything. At least I know this sort of setup will work. So place the battery down right there, and we'll place the solar panel right here, place that guy right there, pop a hole, fix that hole, and then I took that power so I can have some of it back via the battery, and that guy's getting charged. Okay, perfect. And then we'll just have to take some pneumatic tubes from right here and just do something like that. There we go. So that should allow it to work for the most part. And so basically items will go from here to here. This will provide a constant signal to this right here, which will then have it wrap up here, which will keep these guys on as long as items are going through. And I might end up getting another one of these redstone energy cells right here and modifying this setup just a little bit, so that way if these guys are running and there's no items processing until I find a better solution, at least until I can get infinite power or something, that way like when items stop coming through, these don't just stop working and cause a backup next time it uses it. But anyway, I'm just going to wrap it up here for today. Quite a bit was done. There we go. We'll do something like that. There we go. So now we'll wrap up for today because we got quite a bit done. Got this basically sorting station working out. I'm going to read up on these sorting machines and figure out how they work entirely, and then we'll go from there. So anyway, guys, I want to thank you for watching. Like always, this has been DocRedstone. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks, everybody. Peace out.